Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming into today's quick start. We're going to give it about 2 minutes before we get started. And I'm just setting up our Facebook Live now as well. So welcome to today's quick start, everyone. I see our attendees increasing at the moment. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. It looks like our Facebook Live is also up and ready. For those of you joining us on Facebook Live, welcome. Thanks for coming in, and we're going to get started at 2:02. As you're coming in, if you want to let me know where you're coming from, please share that in our Zoom chat and our Facebook chat as well. I live in Milton, Ontario. I know we get a lot of people from Toronto joining us as well. Helen, nice to see you. Helen from Hamilton. We've got Reese, London, Andy from Kitchener. Carrie from Amherstburg, Stratford, Brampton, welcome. Thanks for coming in. It's great that this is virtual because we have a lot of people from really anywhere, which is great that we're able to do something like this. Welcome, everyone. It looks like we've got more attendees coming in. We will get started very shortly here. And again, for those of you joining our Facebook Live, welcome as well. We've got Nazam from Pickering. Amazing. And if I can just get a confirmation that you can see my screen, please let me know just in the chat there. If you can see my quick start slide. Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Sharon and Nazam. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to get started. I do want to respect everyone's time here. Thank you so much for coming in. As an introduction, my name is Kevin Vinzon. I am the brand education manager for Remax Integra for Ontario Atlantic, Canada. So today, thank you for joining me today. And it's such a pleasure to be able to, of course, host today's quick start on the introduction to Remax technology and tools. And of course, this is for Canada. For those of you who are new to the Remax team, welcome. We are so happy that you've joined the Remax team, and I hope you enjoyed today's session. In case you don't know, this quick start is actually a two-parter. So today's session is an introduction. I'm going to be going through our agenda for today, and then our part two will be next Monday on specifically the marketing tools available to you through Remax. So this is our agenda for today. We're going to be talking about Max Center and Launchpad. Those are your single sign-on centers to access all of the apps we're going to be discussing today. We're going to go through the Remax referral platform. Of course, that is accessible to all Remax agents globally. We're going to go through a brief overview of Remax University and how to navigate that page. That is your training library for all of your resources. A lot of industry coaches, best practice videos of other people within the Remax network as well. A big chunk of our training session today will be on LeadStreet. LeadStreet is the CRM program that we provide you with because you are with Remax. Of course, that is a customer relationship management program to manage your contacts and all of your leads coming through as well. That is where you can also access email marketing. So things like campaigns, monthly newsletters, all of that. And we're briefly going to touch on Design Center. But again, our quick start next Monday is where we will highlight all of the marketing tools available to you. So that's where we're gonna go more in depth. And at the end of the session, we will go through support, making sure that you know where to go if ever you need any help or any issues with any of the tools and who to reach out to for that. If at any point you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat here or in our Q&A section. I will try to answer as many questions as I can. If I don't have the answer to your question, I will make sure I note down your name and your question, and I will reach out to you directly after the session once I get that answer for you. So our 3 tasks, especially if you are new to Remax, these are the things that I recommend after today's session that you have completed. These are setting up your profiles for Max Center, LeadStreet, and then Design Center. And again, I will go through why those are important to have set up throughout today's training session and quick start. And again, today is meant as sort of a power hour, just 1 hour session on these tools here, which is why, again, we have it split up into 2 different sections. So before we go live into the actual tools, I do want to speak really quickly about Max Center and Launchpad. So long story short, both of them are single sign-on centers where you can access all of your apps. For today's session, I will be going through Max Center most of the time. The goal is in the future that we only have 1 portal. So I do recommend that you start to use Max Center if you've already been using Launchpad. At the moment, there are still some specific Canadian apps that are accessible in Launchpad, but most of everything that you need will be available through Max Center. So at this point, we're going to go live into our systems. Again, if you are new to Remax and you don't know, the most compatible browser for tools is Google Chrome. So if you don't have Google Chrome downloaded already, again, I recommend that you do have that downloaded on your computer. So to access Max Center, that is remax.net. Now I am going to pause. I see a very important question in the chat here. Roxana, is there free CRM for agents? Yes. So Roxana, because you are with Remax, LeadStreet is the CRM program that we provide you with at no additional cost. And we will be going through that today for today's quick start. So again, to access Max Center, your single sign-on center is remax.net. When you joined Remax, you should have received an email to register for your Max Center account. If you have not received that yet, wait a little bit, but if it has been a while since you've joined Remax and you haven't received this email, again, at the end of the session, I'll let you know who to contact to access and to get your access back for Max Center. So we're going to log in here. For your email, it will be an @remax.net email to log in. Of course, mine looks a little bit different. So I'm going to log in here. And again, this is your single sign-on center. The advantage to this portal is that you only have to log in 1 time to access all of these apps. So you don't have to remember all these different passwords, which is great. So your Max Center homepage is right here. You've got top apps at the top of the page, and you've got some recent articles being published and posted as you scroll down. On the left-hand side, consider this your sort of navigation or menu bar. You've got, of course, the app section where you'll have access to all of the apps. You may automatically be in the favorites tab. Make sure you click all to see all of them here. If you need to favorite any tools or apps, just click on the banner icon. And once it is highlighted blue, that will then show up in your favorites tab. And again, we've got news and resources. This is the full list of all the news and resources being published here. You also have access to different templates and listing presentations, things like that will be available here as well. So before we get into the actual apps, we want to make sure you have your profile set up. And just as a reminder, I know we will be going through a lot today. If something is going a little bit too quickly, please know that today's session will be recorded and will be available on our YouTube Remax Integra page as well to replay, to play and pause whenever you need to. So at the top of the page here on the top right, we're going to click our icon and click on Update Profile. So the reason why it is important to have your Max Center profile set up is this is a profile that's actually visible on the Remax Referral Network. And again, that is accessible to all Remax agents globally. So you want to make sure you're visible and putting your best foot forward for the Remax Referral Network for other agents to see. So that is why you want to make sure you have your profile set up. Now, I will be highlighting a few sections in each of these tabs here. But before I do that, because I'm not an agent, you will actually have more options than what you see here. So let me get that screenshot here so you sort of get a snapshot of what you'll see. You're going to see general info. That is where you can make any changes to your preferred or display name for your profile. Contact info, we're going to be talking about your brand email. That's where you can add your URLs for your social media pages and websites, and of course your phone number. Photo, self-explanatory. That's where you're going to add your photo for your profile. Professional details, very, very important. Your specialties, such as commercial, residential, etc., and service area information. You want to make sure you have this filled in so that when another agent is searching for another agent to refer to, if they're searching by location, you want to make sure you have your coverage areas and service areas in your profile. Next is personal details. We're going to be talking about why your biography is so important, and then awards. In case you don't know already, RE/MAX does have an award system within the network that is based on gross commission. That is automatically applied to your account when you are eligible for those, so you don't have to worry about adding those in yourself. So again, let's go back, log into our systems here. And I'm going to highlight a few things in these tabs here. Now, under profile overview, just one thing I want to highlight. Under your name, you're going to see something called the RE/MAX ID. This is equivalent to a Max Center ID. If ever you see this in any of the tools, for example, there is an app called Photify that you can download on your mobile device. And it is an app that gives you access to RE/MAX branded templates to create things like for sale posts, just sold, posts about yourself as a RE/MAX agent, advertisements, things like that. So an app called Photify you can download. In order to access those RE/MAX branded templates, it will actually ask you for your RE/MAX ID. So just as long as you know where to go for it, again, in your Max Center profile, it will be under profile overview there. In my follow-up email, again, it will include the recording, but I'll have all of the links that I'm talking about today included in those as well. So for example, Photify will be included in my follow-up email, and it will be instructions on how to download and sign up for that as well. Next, under general info, again, if you need to make any changes here, you're going to see an edit button. So anytime you need to make any changes, of course, click that button there, make the changes that you need to. Again, if you have a preferred or nickname that you want displayed on your profile, you can have that done here. And then make sure you click save to confirm any of your changes there. Now, under contact info, at the top of the page, we're going to start off with emails. ISP email, very important. You want to make sure that whatever you're using for your main email, your main inbox that you check on a daily basis, most likely on your phone with notifications, make sure that email is in here. So again, if you need to make any changes, click edit, make those changes there and click save. So you want to make sure your main email is under the ISP email. And now let's talk about this remax.net. So again, the remax.net email is the email that you use to log into Max Center. However, if you'd like to, you can actually use this for your public profiles. So if you want to, in your social media biography or description, you can add this remax.net email there. In your email signatures, on your websites, you can have it displayed there. The advantage to that is if you don't already have a custom domain or already have an email that is custom or RE/MAX branded, you are free to use this email. How this works is if someone were to contact you using this email, it basically just forwards that email to your ISP. So again, you want to make sure this is your main email. And again, if you are using this for your public pages, again, it's just a forwarding inbox. So it will forward all of your emails over to the ISP. So again, that's there for you to use if you'd like to. Next is the web and social media sites. If you need to add any pages, click add there, and then you'll have the options in this drop-down menu of the kind of URLs you want to add in there. Same thing with websites. If you are looking for the URL, if you don't know where to look, where to find the URL, when you're on your computer, for example, let's say you want to add your Facebook page, whether it be your Facebook business page or personal page, go to that page, and at the top, you're going to see that. That is a URL that you will copy and paste into the sections under here. And then self-explanatory, phone and fax, make sure you've got that information there so that, again, it displays on your profile. For the photo, if you don't have a photo, it will look like this. Make sure you upload your photo. At the bare minimum, make sure it's a high resolution photo. Or if you've got a professional headshot, even better. You want to make sure you have your photo displayed in your profile. And again, once we actually go into the RE/MAX referral portal, I will show you why it's important to have that. And lastly, personal details. Again, this is your biography, your educational background, civic activities, hobbies, and languages. Please take the time to fill this in. Think of this section and your profile really as sort of an elevator pitch online, right? You want to make sure you are visible and putting your best foot forward so that you start to receive those referrals. Put some information about yourself so that those agents that are looking for another agent to refer their client to, they find out and learn a little bit about you just from looking at your profile. So take the time to fill this in. Same thing with languages. I'm actually going to show you next in the RE/MAX referral network why it's important to have this filled in if you speak other languages. So again, make sure that you have that in your profile. I don't see any other questions here, so I will move on to the RE/MAX referral network. So again, we're back at MaxCenter. We're at the home page. There's two ways to access the RE/MAX referral network. One, if you go to apps, you'll find this icon here, RE/MAX referrals, or on the navigation bar, you can just click on find, and that is the same thing. So this is now the RE/MAX referral network that's built into MaxCenter. So again, this is accessible globally to all RE/MAX agents. And if yourself or another agent is looking for another RE/MAX agent to refer their client to, if they don't know any RE/MAX agent within a specific location, that's where they're going to type in the location there. If you already know of a specific office or even the person that you want to refer your client to, you can just enter in their name, office, or email here as well. But let's do by location. So for example, let's say I'm an agent. My client is looking to purchase a property in, Niagara Falls. And I don't know any other RE/MAX agents there. So I'm going to hop into this platform, type in Niagara Falls, and now I will get this list here populated of all the RE/MAX agents that have Niagara Falls in their service area information on their profile. As you can see, as I scroll down, there are some profiles here that don't have their photo uploaded. And as you can see, it's just a RE/MAX logo. It's not as appealing to look at, to actually go into the profile and refer your client to, which is why, again, highly recommended that you upload your photo there. Now, there are filters as well to be more specific about the kind of RE/MAX agent you're looking for. So under advanced, we're going to click on this icon. And there's a bunch of different filters you can choose here. So again, those awards that I was talking about before, if you're looking for another agent that has specific awards, you can check those boxes here. You can check more than one box, just to throw that out there. Years of experience, of course, you can check these boxes as well. And like I said, languages. So if your client is looking for another agent that speaks a specific language because that's what they're comfortable with, again, you can also filter these in for a RE/MAX agent that speaks that specific language. Anytime you use any of these filters, make sure that you click search again so that it refreshes your list with those specifications. And the last one is the photo. So again, some agents will actually toggle this, and I'm going to refresh my list. And now in my generated list here, if a profile didn't have their photo uploaded, they will no longer show up. So again, this is why it's a very, very important you have your photo uploaded on your profile. I have a question here. I'm going to pause for a second. Hi, I am in Mississauga. I got Launchpad access. Great. However, not sure about MaxCenter. So Jasper, depending on when you joined RE/MAX, wait for an email to register for your MaxCenter account. But again, if it's been some time, again, at the end of the session, I will make sure that you all know where to go for support to get access to your MaxCenter account. Perfect. So Now that we've gone through here, let's say I'm going through this platform and I'm just going to go at the top of the list here. We've got Ayila. I see here, I'm going to click on her profile. We've got, these are the awards that she has within the Remax network. Here are her other service area and office area locations. And of course, the languages that she speaks. At this point, let's say, you know what? I'm going to give Ayila a call and discuss my client. So I'm going to give her a call. At that point, we're going to talk about the client, what they're looking for. And most likely, that's probably when we're going to talk about the referral agreement. Now, in case you don't know already, Remax does not charge any referral fees. So the referral agreement is solely between yourself and the other agent. So of course, we're going to discuss that at that point. You know what? We had a great conversation. I am comfortable and happy to refer my client to Ayila. You're going to go back into the system here, because what this actually does for you is this will actually generate a referral form for you as well. Very, very easy, very streamlined to do here. So we're going to go back into her profile. We're going to click on send referral, and it's just going to confirm some information. So we've got agent information. So we're going to confirm receiving agent, sending agent, confirm and continue. We've got referral agreement. So again, this is most likely already discussed by now. So we can choose by listing price, selling price, commission, which is of course a percentage, or a flat fee. We'll hit continue there. Client information. The only thing that's mandatory is the name. And everything else is sort of nice to knows or nice to have, such as, time frame to buy or sell. Client has been pre-qualified, things like that. We'll hit continue here. Property details, again, not mandatory, but if you already know what your client is sort of looking into, fill in that information, and then any additional details or comments. Think of this referral form as sort of a warm transfer for your client. You want to make sure it's as easy and seamless as possible for your client and for, of course, the referring agent. So provide as much information as you can. Once you're done, click continue and review. And then again, this will now generate a referral form, easy for you to send off and of course distribute. So that is an overview of the Remax referral network. Again, at the bare minimum, please make sure you have your Max Center profile set up so that, again, you are putting your best foot forward for this platform. For those of you, there are also Facebook groups that you can join that are for referring other referring agents as well. So this is just one of the many ways, of course, to find agents. It's just, again, this is all integrated within Max Center, so it's great that it's all here for you. Amazing. So next, we're going to do a very brief overview of Remax University. So again, everything is accessible through your homepage on Max Center, through the app section, and we're going to go to the Remax University app. I have a question here in the Facebook chat. Sorry, I am trying to go through the Zoom chat and Facebook chat. So if I miss any of your questions on Facebook, I do apologize. We've got a comment here. I'm shocked so many agents don't have pictures. Was this requirement communicated or emphasized? So that is really solely up to the actual agent themselves. Again, some will take the time to fill in their profile. And of course, that includes their photo, and some won't. And again, especially if you are new to Remax and if you are new to real estate in general. That's why it's so important to, from the beginning, have everything set up so that from the beginning, you have, again, you're putting your best foot forward and you're visible wherever you can be. So thank you for that comment there, Yasin, on Facebook Live. So this is Remax University. Again, this is a library of training resources that you can all access. All of it is here for you. And I'm going to highlight a few things here. On the bottom left, we've got a technology section. It will go through a lot of the technology we're going to be talking about today and next week. So things like Max Center, again, LeadStreet, we're going to go through afterwards. But we also have Zoom training as well. For those of you, especially in the time that we're in now, are doing a lot of Zoom, evidently. If you are not comfortable with Zoom, if this is the first time you're using Zoom and you want to use them for your meetings, we do provide Zoom training videos, a bunch of short videos, sort of tutorials, videos, again, step-by-step on how to do, set up a meeting, how to record, how to share your screen, things like that. So again, all of that is accessible here for you. Something else I want to highlight under quick links is the social media portal. For those of you who are not using social media for your business, I highly, highly recommend that you do if you're not already. Even for those that are using social media and you want to learn more about using social media for your business, visit this page here. You have access to Katie Lance. If you don't know who she is a RE/MAX preferred leading social media consultant for real estate. You have access to her past free webinars that she holds here. And you also have access to the social media best practices guide that was created by the RE/MAX team. This social media best practices guide will go through things like how to increase engagement. It will also go through, each social media platform such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and how to use each one specifically for real estate. And for those of you just new to social media in general, it has a lot of sort of tips, best practices, even verbiage of what is used on social media as well. So again, highly recommend this guide if you want to learn more about using social media for your business there. Now, two ways of I find are the easiest to navigate RE/MAX University. One is a search bar. You can just type in any keyword. You'll get a short list generated here. And then if you click to see in a page, then you'll get a lot more, the full list of all those training materials with that keyword. The next option is watch a video. If you click that, then there are categorized already for you things like buyers, sellers, teams, luxury, social media, all of that. Again, all of these are already categorized for you. Click on each one. And again, you've got a full list of training materials for that category. And that is an overview of RE/MAX University. Again, in my follow-up email, I have actually included a PDF in there of the top 10 most watched training resources on RE/MAX University, recommended by our business growth team, which content to go through in here as well. So that will all be included in your follow-up email. So next, again, our biggest chunk, we're going to be going through LeadStreet. So again, LeadStreet is your CRM program. So I actually have to access my colleagues because I don't have an actual account for LeadStreet. So let me get into that here. And if this is the first time that you are accessing LeadStreet, let me get to the page here. Perfect. So if this is your first time accessing LeadStreet, this is going to be the welcome screen that you're going to see at first. So LeadStreet, perfect. So LeadStreet, before we get into this, the reason why it's important to have your LeadStreet account set up is this is the profile that is attached to your homes.com and remax.ca profile. So of course, remax.ca, this is a consumer-facing website. This is where they go to look for listings, but also they can search for agents as well. So if they do an agent search, and of course, go by a coverage area or service area, the profiles that you see here, the information will be coming in from your LeadStreet account. So again, very, very important that you have your LeadStreet set up so that you are visible and putting your best foot forward on remax.ca and homes.com. So at this point, here's our welcome screen. You're going to have some of these will be blank if it is the first time you're accessing this. So fill in those blanks there. But the most important part is the MLS ID. So what you're going to want to do, any active listings that you have, just take one of those active listings, take the MLS ID of that active listing and copy and paste it into there. What that does is it will connect your IDX with LeadStreet so it can import your listings in here. Now, for those of you who don't have any active listings yet, you can skip this for now, so leave that blank, but please still go through the setup as we're about to do right now so that you are, again, set up for remax.ca and homes.com. So whether or not you have your MLS ID, copy and paste it into there, and then click next. Next page we've got, looks like we found you. So it's just going to confirm some information for you. So your office information, your listing sources, of course, if applicable. We're going to click next here. This is now your profile setup. So again, just like your Max Center profile, please take the time to fill this in on LeadStreet. Again, this is connected for your profiles on remax.ca and homes.com. So fill in some information about yourself. And then again, you can upload your photo here. Make sure it's high resolution, or if you've got a professional headshot. I have a question here, Arlene. Do you only get an MLS number once you have listings? Yes. So the MLS ID will come from your listing. And again, once you copy and paste that in there, that's what's going to connect your IDX. Now, this section here, social networks, this particular section is just for homes.com. And again, grab those URLs, copy and paste them into here so that it's connected to your profile. Now this, it'll say, congratulations, your account has been configured successfully, but that is only 50% of what you need to do to set up your account. The other 50% is under edit profile. But before we do that, for those of you who did not have an active listing and skipped the MLS ID the first time, anytime you access LeadStreet now, this is going to be your new homepage or landing page. If you want to go back to enter in your MLS ID, when you're on your homepage, and if you want to make sure you're on your homepage, just click on the LeadStreet logo, and this will always bring you back here. If you want to go back to that page to enter an MLS ID, at the top of the page on that URL, you're going to replace dashboard with onboarding. With onboarding, click enter, and that will bring you back to the welcome screen so that you can put that MLS ID there. Joga, I have a question here. Is it only one MLS ID, or can you add more? It does give you the option to add more, Joga. When you go there, it'll tell you to add a comma after each MLS ID if you'd like to. But again, the importance of that is, again, it'll just connect your IDX. But thank you for the question. So again, that welcome screen, that is 50% of what you need to do to set up your profile. Next, you're going to go to edit profile here. Joga, no problem at all. Thank you for the question. So a couple of things here that are vital to setting up your profile. Again, you can change your profile picture if ever you need to. Under lead acceptance, would you like to receive leads from your office? Of course you do. So make sure that is toggled yes. Homes.com coverage areas. Of course, this is for homes.com. Here you can put up to 5 coverage areas. So for this sort of a tip, wherever your office area is located, you do not have to add that coverage area here. You will automatically be a part of the coverage area where your office is located. So this you can put up to 5. Next is the remax.ca postal code. So these are the FSA codes where you will receive leads from remax.ca. Of course, these are the first 3 digits of a postal code. So this you can add up to 10. Now, there's sort of 2 different strategies for this. One strategy, you can use 10 different FSAs to widen your search and to widen the area of where you will receive leads from. Or if you are just focused on 2 or 3 different areas, or even 5 or less, you can actually put in an FSA code multiple times. So for example, let's say E2V, let's say I had space for 1 more, I can add E2V again. What that does is in that specific FSA code, you will have more of a chance or more weight to receive that lead if you have it in multiple times. And again, anytime you make any changes, make sure you click save. I'm going to pause for a second. I have a question here, Nabil. Are we in a Remax app or browser? Nabil, I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you're referring to just LeadStreet, then at the moment we are on a browser, but we access this through Max Center. If you're referring to LeadStreet. Under contact information, personal contact information, very self-explanatory. Make sure you have your information in here, accurate, up to date. And lastly is text message settings. So super, super important. You're going to want to have text message notifications set up. So make sure you toggle this to yes and type in your phone number there. What this does is anytime you receive a lead, you're going to receive an email. However, this allows you to also receive a text message. So this is vital to those leads that you have to action that are very, very time sensitive, because of course, text message notifications, some people or a lot more people will see that first versus an email. So again, you want to make sure you have this toggle to yes, type in your phone number and click save. Perfect. So that is setting up your LeadStreet profile. Again, make sure you go through this so that your account is configured, visible on remax.ca and homes.com. I'm going to pause for a second here. I can sign in from Max Center browser, but not via app. Nabil, I'm not sure what app you are referring to. I can sign in from Max Center browser, but not via app. Yeah, sorry, Nabil. I'm not sure what app you'd be referring to, but if you are accessing Max Center, it would be remax.net. And then again, you're going to access all of the apps here. There is no Max Center app. The Max Center app, if you might be referring to Max Center Go, that is an app that you can actually download on your mobile device. But in the USA, perfect. So Nabil, this is specifically for Canada. So if there is something that is not working and is intended to work in the USA, I wouldn't have any answers for that. So again, please reach out to your support team. And again, at the end of the session, I will show everyone how to contact our support team here as well. Perfect. And we're going to get back to LeadStreet here. Again, that is the initial configuration for your LeadStreet profile. But at this point, we'll sort of get into the actual CRM. So of course, this is here to manage your contacts and your leads, and of course your listings. So at the top of the page on the left-hand side, those three lines, that is sort of your menu bar. We're going to click on there under leads and contacts. We're going to click on setup to make sure that everything starts to work for you and really just automatically. So under LeadGator setup, this is super important. LeadGator setup is going to be this email here. That email that you see will be unique to you only. Everyone will have a different one. How this works is, of course, you're going to receive leads from all these different lead generating platforms like realtor.ca, Kijiji, Facebook, things like that. What you want to do is copy and paste this email in those other platforms. And in those other platforms, it will usually ask you, where do you want to email or forward your leads to? Copy and paste that email there. What that does is all of these other lead generating platforms, when you receive leads from there, if you're using this email, it will automatically import that lead into LeadStreet for you. So again, that is to ensure that all of this is done automatically for you, making it accessible all in one place. So once we have that set up, I'm going to talk about how to import your current contact database into LeadStreet. But before we do that, we're going to go to manage contact categories if you want to be more organized and add these categories yourselves. So you're going to have some default ones in here already, but if you need to, or if you want to create your own, you're going to go to add new contact category, type in those, whatever category you want to create. Again, this is your database, and then click save. Once you have those categories in there, now you can go about importing your contacts. Again, the categories are not mandatory. That's just an option there for you if you want to be more organized. So we're going to go to import contacts. The first step is format your spreadsheet using this sample CSV file. So what you're going to want to do, click on that, and it will download the CSV file for you that you're going to use to, of course, import your contacts. And I do want to pause here. I do see a question. I think this was referring to the Max Center referral network. I don't think it's set up unless we have referrals and client reviews. That's what my broker said. So Sharon, I don't know what your broker would be referring to exactly, but the Remax referral network, you can set up your profile at any time just by following the steps that we went through today. It's not necessary to have referrals or client reviews to have your Max Center profile set up for the referral network. So again, you can do that at any time. So I hope that answered your question. So this is our sample CSV file. As you can see, there's a lot of different headers here. So there are 2 rules to using this spreadsheet. One, the first rule is in order for LeadStreet to successfully import a contact, it has to include at least a first name, last name, and email. If you have everything else, fill it in, no problem at all. But the second rule is that if you don't have everything else, leave it blank, but do not change any headers or don't delete any headers or change the format. If you make any changes like that, it may cause errors when importing your contacts here. Now, if at any point you have any issues importing your contacts, again, our support team can help you with this. So don't stress out about that. Once you've got that CSV file saved, we're going to select that file here, choose the file. And then if you want to add them in a category, feel free to do so. Again, not mandatory. And then click import. Once you have your current contact database imported and your future leads are also being fed into LeadStreet, you can export your contacts at any time. So you can either export all of them and it'll generate a CSV file of all of your contacts, or by category as well. So again, if you select a category, it will just export those specific contacts within that category. So now that we've got everything set up, of course, all of your contacts will now be organized in the contact manager. So on the top left, under leads and contacts, we're going to click on contact manager. So I have, oh, perfect. So I have another question here. I was talking about LeadStreet. That's a fully set it up. We have to complete the skills section, which we can't do until we have client reviews and etc. So Sharon, the skills section in your edit profile is connected, of course, to client reviews. However, you can still set up your LeadStreet account without that. So again, feel free to follow the steps that we're going through today, because again, that skills section is not mandatory to have everything else set up. So I hope that answers your question there. Perfect. So this is now our contact manager. All of your contacts will be organized here, which is great. Think of these as sort of contact cards. If you need to access the contact, click on the name. And here you're going to see everything organized for you. So all these different tabs, of course, I'm going to highlight these here. Activity timeline will be the history of inquiries of any properties here. Manage contact info. You can make any changes to the contact's information. Of course, add things if you need to. You can change the category that they're in as well. Under properties, this is for any properties that they favorited on homes.com. That will show up here. Buyer profile. This is where you can set up a property alert for your client. So if you click on add new buyer profile, if ever your client wants to be notified of any listings, in a specific area, this is where you can fill in all that information. You can be more specific if your client is looking for, 3-bedroom house, 2-car garage, etc., things like that. Make those changes there. And then how often they want to be updated, daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. And again, make sure you click save to make sure that they start to receive those property alerts. Next is campaigns. This is something I'm also going to highlight today. You have access to drip campaigns and monthly newsletters in LeadStreet. This is where you can subscribe an individual contact to those campaigns and newsletters. But again, I'm going to be highlighting this in more detail shortly. And lastly is notes. If ever you need to remember anything about your clients, if ever you want to add in a note about an appointment you have, things like that, add those all in there and then click save to confirm those changes. So that is your contact manager. And of course, your listings will also be fed in here automatically once you've connected your MLS ID. We're going to go under listings and listing manager. And this is where they're all going to be organized. Not a lot to go through here, but if you want to access the listing, just click on the image and you'll get access to the property information, property photos, things like that. So all of that will be, again, accessible here for you. So lastly, we are going to go through the email marketing section in LeadStreet in your CRM program. So email marketing, we're going to go through campaigns and monthly newsletter, but first, let's go through campaigns. And like I said, in your CRM program, you have access to all of these drip campaigns and monthly newsletters. This is an easy way to stay connected to your clients on a consistent basis. So all of the content is already created for you. It's really just up to you to start to use them. So under campaigns, you'll see there's about 4 different pages of campaigns here. This grid, you'll see the campaign name, how many contacts you have subscribed to each campaign, and how many emails are a part of each campaign. You'll see things like first-time buyer, buyer follow-up, a campaign about homeowner tips, even fun ones like, recipe of the month, things like that. Now, if you want to see the details of each campaign, click on actions. Beside the campaign name, of course, click on view. And this pop-up will show you on the left-hand side the list of all of the emails included in the campaign. And on the right-hand side, the schedule of when these are sent out. If you want to see the content of each campaign, click on the email. And this will show you a preview of what it's going to look like. So it'll show you the content of each email. But what's great is with each campaign and monthly newsletter, again, this is your database and your CRM program. We want to make sure it still has that personal touch. It has your signature with your headshot at the bottom of each email as well. Now, for those of you, you're going to see an edit button as well. For those of you who want to edit these campaigns, you can. So if you want to add your own content, feel free to do so. Your own photos, your own insights, things like that, you are able to edit these. But again, if you just want to use the campaigns as is, feel free. You don't have to edit them. If you click on the edit button as well, this is also where you can subscribe multiple contacts to each campaign. So again, like I showed you previously in the contact manager, you can subscribe individual contacts to the campaigns. But if you want to do sort of a mass subscribe to a specific campaign, click on edit. And at the bottom of that page, you're going to see here that you can click on multiple names and then click save changes for all of those people to be subscribed to the campaign there. Amazing. So lastly, I will show you the monthly newsletters. It's sort of the same premise. All the content is already created for you. This is here for you to use, but the monthly newsletter will have unique features with it as well. So at the top of the page, I'm going to pause for a question. Does system select? I'm assuming that meant campaign by itself, or we have to get it going. So Joga, again, you have access to those 4 different pages of campaigns. It is up to you to subscribe your contacts to the actual campaigns themselves. Again, those 2 ways, either through Contact Manager to subscribe an individual contact to a campaign, or through the edit section where you can do the multiple. So I hope that answered your question. So for the newsletters, at the top of the page, we've got your features here. So the first one, send notification for newsletter. This, if you have it toggled yes, will send you an email when a newsletter is ready for review before it gets sent out, so that you can see the content before your clients receive it. And also, if you are making edits to the newsletters, that is the time where you should be making your edits once it sends you that email. The second one here, send newsletter automatically. If you have this toggled, of course, this will send the newsletter every month automatically to the clients you are subscribed to. The newsletters are usually sent out the first week of every month. Automatically enroll all new leads. If you have this toggled, yes. Anytime a new lead is imported into LeadStreet, they will automatically start to receive these newsletters. And lastly, the add recent activity near you to the newsletter. If you have this toggled, yes. At the bottom of the newsletter for each of your clients, it will of course be different. They will see the listings near their home, and this list will be automatically generated for them, which is great. Now, the prerequisite to having this work is that contact has to have some sort of location data in it. So within their contact card, it has to have at least a city and a postal code in order for the system to generate the listings near their home section. As you scroll down, you'll see the newest newsletter. And again, you can see the content, and you are free to edit this if you'd like to, and make sure you click Save Changes if you are editing them. And at the bottom of the page, lastly, is where you can subscribe your contacts. For the newsletter, if you want to subscribe your entire database, amazing. 2 steps, hit select all, and then select all whatever number of contacts, click that as well, and then click subscribe. Or again, you can do individual contacts as well here. So that is a brief overview of LeadStreet. Again, you will have this recording. I know that was a lot to go through if ever you need to again. And again, this will be available on our YouTube page. At the bare minimum, even if you don't want to use a CRM program in itself, or if you're using your own CRM program, I recommend that you still set this up so that, again, you are visible and putting your best foot forward on remax.ca and homes.com. And it's another way of course, generating leads as well. So make sure you've got that set up. And lastly, we're going to do a very, very brief overview of Design Center. Again, we're not going to go into detail with it. Our marketing tools, we're going to go through next week, next Monday, when we go through all of the marketing tools. But I want to go through setting up your profile at least for Design Center. So if you don't know what Design Center is, this is one of your marketing tools. This is where you can create beautiful branded marketing packages for your listings. And again, if you are interested in that, stay tuned for a session next week to go through all of that. But when you're on Design Center, at the top of the page, click on Profile. Not a lot of information here. Fill in that information here. Make sure it's accurate. Put those URLs in there and your photo as well. What you're going to see next week is all of these marketing packages are automated. So it actually does it for you, I would say, with less than 5 minutes. And it will automatically, of course, put this information on those marketing materials. So things like flyers, postcards, brochures, even single property websites, all of that is included here. So again, set up your profile on Design Center and then stay tuned for our session next week. Now, lastly, before we go through our support options, I want to highlight our Ontario Atlantic blog. So that is blog.bestagent.ca. I highly recommend favorite this page, bookmark this page. If you go to the Remax resource guide, this is really going to direct you to almost anything that you need. So if ever you are looking for something, start your search here. For agent resources, you'll see marketing materials and Remax tools, things like our 2021 media campaign, Your Unfair Advantage. You'll get all of those assets here. Buyer, seller, and staging guides, Facebook images, Remax versus industry flyers, Remax facts, fast facts, market share reports. All of that is here for you. So blog.bestagent.ca. Make sure you have this favorited or bookmarked. You'll find everything that you need here. There's also a PDF that you can download for marketing resources as well. So as promised, here are our support options. If ever you need any help, if you have any issues with any of the tools, contact our Remax Integra support team at maxhelpsyou.com, or you can just click on the app maxhelpsyou.com through Max Center. It will direct you to their page. Here you have access to the Ontario Atlantic knowledge base, where you can access best practice articles and FAQs, known issues as well. If you want to reach out to a Remax Integra support team member, click submit a request at the top of the page to open up a ticket and to start a conversation with them. The third way I find is the easiest is if you just email them, support@remaxintegra.com, shoot them a quick email. That will also open up a ticket to have a support team member reach out to you. Our Remax Integra support team is quite amazing. They consist of 5 full-time employees that work exclusively for Remax. Their turnaround time within business hours is usually 20 to 30 minutes, which is great. So we want to make sure you get the help that you need as fast as possible. And that is it for today's quick start. Right on, almost right to the hour there. Thank you everyone for your questions. Thank you for all of those that came in today. Again, the follow-up email will include today's recording, and it will also include all of the links that we discussed today as well. And again, for those of you who want to join in on our next week's quick start on Monday, the register link will also be included on the follow-up email. That is, we're going to dive deep into our Remax marketing tools, where that will help you and assist you in showcasing yourself as a Remax agent by creating commercials for yourselves, creating custom listing videos. And you can also, these marketing tools will also support you in marketing and showcasing your clients and your listings also. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you everyone for joining in today on Zoom and on our Facebook Live. It was such a pleasure. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And for those of you, see you next Monday. Thanks so much, everyone.